Hey, did you hear about the art museum?
No, what happened at the art museum?
I got this cool project. Do you want to go check it out?
Yeah, sure, let's go.
The Philadelphia Art Museum started in 1876. As part of the Centennial Exhibition, it was intended to be a temporary exhibition, but because of the popularity, Philadelphia decided to make a permanent museum. In 1895, there was a competition to design a new museum, but construction did not begin until 1907. The winning architectural design was to model the museum after a Greek temple. This is the design we know today.
The East Terrace became known as the Rocky Steps only after the release of the Rocky movie in 1976, not even half the age of the museum. Frank Gehry has a vision for the art museum, a vision to expand the museum's underground. However, to do this, he believes it would be best to alter the Rocky Steps by the front entrance to provide a looking window into the underground galleries.
This controversy is what led us to this project. What would happen to Philadelphia if the Rocky Steps are no longer there?
First thing you think of when you hear about the Philadelphia Art Museum?
The steps? That was built on a hill? I think of steps.
Known for the Rocky Steps?
Does it have a dragon?
Well, gee, I don't know.
I am originally from Britain and I'm currently living and working in New York.
I'm from Philly.
You live in the city?
Yeah.
And do you come to the museum often?
A couple times a year.
So did you come here for the steps or for the art museum?
The steps.
So you don't plan on going in the art museum?
I do not plan on going in the art museum.
Have you ever run the steps?
Many times, yes.
Has this guy ever run the steps?
You run the steps? Up the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did it.
Are you aware of the changes that's happening to the art museum?
No. How do you feel about the Rocky Steps?
I love the Rocky Steps. I do not think that those should be removed.
Why?
Because it attracts a lot of tourists. And a lot of people come from all over to see that. And I think that would be really disappointing. That's something that it's a staple for Philadelphia. Like everybody knows Philly because of Rocky. And I think that'd be disappointing. Oh, I think that it's gonna deter people away from coming, less people visiting, which would then affect the economy because we would be getting that revenue from tourists.
One of the most important parts of our research included a survey, which we wrote together and sent out online. We received 108 responses. Here's what we learned. Only 8% of our respondents visit the museum to run the Rocky Steps. But 38% always run the steps when they are there. A whopping 60% of respondents believe that changing the steps would impact the legacy of the museum. And 37% think there will be less tourists visiting as a result.
So I'm thoroughly impressed with your interest and your research on Frank Gehry. So I'm excited to talk to you. So really pleased to meet you all, and I'm impressed with your project, as I was saying. So, and I know you have a few questions, but take it away.
All right. Hi, Miss Harity. My name is Beck. I was wondering what makes Frank Gehry the right architect for the renovations.
Well, Frank Gehry is one of the world's greatest architects living today, and he is an architect who is not only creatively talented in terms of design, but one who has an amazing ability to solve problems. And the challenge for our project is that we have this iconic landmark building that is so beautiful, and we wanted to respect it, respect the architectural integrity of it, and at the same time reinvent people see art within it. And that's a real challenge, to renew a classic landmark building with respect, but to transform it in a way that makes seeing the works of art and visiting the museum a 21st century experience.
I'm Lucy. We didn't include this question in our letter because we just read an article about it. It's called How the Museum Affects the Brain from hyperallergenic.com. And the article was about research that wanted to find out whether museums' architecture could induce a meditative state. And they found that contemplative spaces can help people reduce levels of anxiety and increase focus. They didn't find that contemplative spaces induce meditative states though, but just got people closer. Do you think that the architectural changes of the museum can offer this kind of experience?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think, I sort of think, and this is a very personal reaction, I haven't done the excellent research that you've just done, but I would say that museums serve as an all-inclusive spiritual setting, and museum architecture, when you go into the great cathedrals like Notre Dame, you're thoroughly impressed by the architectural space.
In conclusion, our research over the last semester has shown that it is unclear whether Frank Gehry's proposal will impact the Philadelphia Art Museum. We enjoyed this project and worked well together as a team. Our experience was positive and we can't wait to see what the museum decides.